Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about a Taurus chart or final signature in a natal horoscope. Now, the chart signature is determined and ascertained by taking the majority of what you have in a quality and an element in forming the chart signature. If the majority of your planets, ascendant, MC, fall in Earth, and you have the majority of them in fixed signs, then you would have a Taurus signature. It is possible to have a Taurus signature without having any planets, the MC or ascendant, in Taurus. You could have a number of planets and energies in fixed signs, and they may not all be in Taurus. I mean, you might not have any in Taurus. You could have a number of them, say, in Scorpio and Aquarius, for example. Then you can if you have majority of your planets, ascendant and MC included, in Earth signs, say a number of them fell in Capricorn and Virgo, you would have the majority in Earth, and it would still equate to a Taurus chart signature. Now, a Taurus chart signature can give somebody that the chart signature is like, it's generally supposed to be like a general feel or a flavor or tone of the person. Now, if somebody doesn't have that, say they don't have any of those planets or MC or ascendant in Taurus, but they have the Taurus chart signature, this could give a little bit of kind of a subtle Taurus flavor to their horoscope, and it'd be something that they may not have known before if they weren't cognizant or aware of a chart signature in a natal horoscope. Now, if somebody does have Taurus, say they have a Taurus ascendant and or sun, for example, well, this Taurus chart signature would further emphasize and accentuate the Taurus traits and characteristics in the person's natal chart. Now, Taurus chart signature can give somebody a need for stability and security, and have certain persistence in their life, a strong need for things that are connected with things that are monetary and economical. Now, even if somebody say they had a Gemini rising in their sun and moon were not in Taurus, well, this could give even a Gemini rising sign person. Gemini rising tends to be somewhat changeable and vacillating, and they like to diversify. Now, the Taurus rising may give the person a little bit more peace of mind, a little bit more as far as wanting peace and tranquility and stability in their life. This person may be able to hold on to maybe more of a routine, maybe more so than the average Gemini rising person would. So you're going to have that Taurus flavoring there. Now, in a chart signature, the attributes and traits that are associated with that sign may be one where the person may strive to want to improve in their life. Now, even if the person had a strong Taurus emphasis in their chart, and they had their chart signature in Taurus, they might still feel that there's some need for improvement in connection with Taurus traits. The person may feel that they maybe need to improve maybe their financial or economical situation. They might be looking for more stability and financial and otherwise in their life. They might be looking for ability to be more persistent, to have greater persevering qualities. There's going to be, they may be looking to have more peace in general, be more showing more of the self-reliant tendencies. They might think that there's some kind of lack in that way. Maybe these people may even feel that they're a little more dependent than they should be. So it's going to be there may be a sense of lack, and these people that have the Taurus chart signature may be looking at these the characteristics associated with the sign in terms of trying to improve and enhance themselves in their lives. So that is really, as far as what having a chart signature is about. but I don't think it necessarily, I don't think it really overrides the sun, moon, or ascendant in one's natal chart, because those are three major proponents in a person's chart. Now, as I stated before, if you have one, if you were to have one of those, either the sun, moon, or ascendant in Taurus, and you had the Taurus chart signature, that could further reinforce the Taurus characteristics and tendencies and give somebody a little bit more, a little added Taurus influence or flavoring to them. So that is something to consider when you're looking at someone's chart signature. So it's basically just a general feel, because you're basically, what you're doing is you're taking the majority of what a person has in terms of the element in them, and you're taking that quality and you're equating it to a certain sign. So basically it can give the chart a certain direction, but at the same time the whole chart has to be looked at and taken into consideration. If somebody were to have, say, a splash chart, and they had their planets, like say they had them, they had their 10 planets and like 9 houses, and it was considered, by looking at it, the chart was considered splash. The person obviously would have more, would strive for more diversity and be more versatile, perhaps, than somebody that had the Taurus chart signature and didn't have a splash chart. So, and conversely, the Taurus chart signature can possibly tone down the tendencies to be maybe somewhat scattered, which could be indicated by a splash chart in somebody. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for a Taurus chart signature in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about a Gemini chart signature in a natal horoscope. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.